Okay, Wish World, or should I say The Lie of the Land 2. My thoughts on this episode are coming, but first, synopsis. We open 160 years away where the Rani nicks this baby off the family and the baby turns the whole family into weird creatures. The Doctor and Belinda then wake up as a married couple, and everyone's favourite character, Poppy from Space Babies, enters, and Conrad is pulling a Saxon on the telly. Conrad starts reading a chapter of a Doctor Who book in the actual episode. Ruby then rocks up at the door and says that they're living in a simulation. Now look, it's Mel. The Doctor arrives at unit where he works. Oh my god, it's Susan Twist! The Doctor says that Colonel Sexy looks, well, sexy, and he gets told off. Poppy's aunties arrive, and Belinda starts to doubt this fake world, so the cups start smashing. The Rani then arrives at Wish World Tower. Mrs. Flood delivers a sandwich to Conrad as they admire the child. Ruby goes and meets the disabled lot as they make a pact to take down Conrad. The Doctor's chilling watching telly when Rogue comes on and says tables don't do that. Belinda then snitches on him and they both get taken away. They both enter Wish World and meet the Rani. The Rani cracks the Doctor and he remembers. The Rani reveals that the baby is God of Wishes, and that the lost one is coming, and the lost one is Omega. The Doctor falls, to be continued, roll credits. Okay, so what an episode that was. That was it was very, whoa, like there was a lot to take in that one, and I liked seeing Wish World, because we'd seen Wish World, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, in Lie of the Land. This very much felt like Lie of the Land 2. If you haven't seen Lie of the Land from Series 10, basically they're these monks, and Bill, the companion, hands over the world to the monks by mistake. Well, she does it on purpose, but she has to. The Doctor's blind. It's a long story. She hands over the world to the monks, and if someone doubts, then like a SWAT team turns over their house and takes them away. The monks take over the world. If someone doubts that the world was different before, they get taken away. So it is very, very similar. And I do have to say, I think I do prefer The Lie of the Land. And in The Lie of the Land, the Doctor is faking out everyone. He's like, he knows it's not real, but he's like pretending he doesn't know. I thought that would be the same for this, but it's not. So it is slightly different. And I must admit, the set design looks amazing with the bones and, you know, the big dinosaurs. Why are there big dinosaurs? Don't know. You know what I mean? There's so many things that are unanswered. The only reason I can say that that's not a bad thing is because this is a part 1 of a part 2. So coming next week, we will find out the answers to all these questions. But like, why is the Rani doing this? Why is the Rani taken Conrad and made this world? Okay, sure, Omega can come through, but why does she want Omega to come through, you know? Speaking of Omega, I just know for a fact that Confused Adipose is going mad right now. He's been begging for Omega to come back for the longest time. So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that Omega's back alongside this baby being the God of Wishes, because, hear me out, right? So the God of Wishes thing, the baby thing, they posted that knowing full well everyone would go, that's Ruby, and the Rani's Ruby's mum. We did that. I did that especially. I really thought that would happen. So I was originally a bit let down that it wasn't Ruby. But it's the God of Wishes. It could be Ruby still. Who knows? All hell could break loose next week. And next week it doesn't even air in the morning. It airs at night time. So, you know, anyway, irrelevant. I like that the baby isn't like some mad god pantheon member that we've heard of before, and it's just a new one, God of Wishes, as a baby. But then I thought, Russell's been bigging this up, like, that's not very exciting, but then Omega, so it does make sense. I'm very, very excited. We saw a little glimpse of Susan again. I think it's just a clip from last week, but the only reason I put this here is because I think this pretty much confirms she's going to be in the finale, which is good. I was doubting it, but I think this confirms it. And of course, my boy Rogue showed up, which is exciting. You know, I love Jonathan Groff, and I was a big fan of Rogue last year. It was my favourite episode from Series 14, Rogue. So it was good to see Rogue again.
Weak, Doctor. This held him, I have to warn you. I can only send you one warning, and this is gonna...
I hope we get to see a little glimpse of him at the end, maybe. There's a lot going on, but... Maybe. And Belinda's betrayal was heartbreaking. When she had to snitch on the Doctor, and like seeing her, because she didn't want to, but she was doing it to protect Poppy, and then the whole Poppy's not real, and she got really upset. I felt for Belinda. I did. She's my girl, man. I felt for her. I really do think Belinda I prefer to Ruby 100%. But not to say I don't love Ruby. I do love Ruby, but Belinda, you've won my heart. I like the Rani, like, breaking the Doctor, making him remember when she's like dancing with him and she's like, we danced like this once upon a time, do you remember? Everyone said we were married. Do you remember those speculations? And that Russell said we play on the Doctor's relationship with the Rani. Is that it, or are they brother and sister, or are they both? That'd be quite weird, but they could be both. Time Lords and that, they're pretty weird folk. I'm also a big fan of the, I know I said it in my synopsis, and when I was writing it, I was like, this sounds a bit odd, but the disabled people, well, the disabled people's fine. What did I write? Disabled lot, which is what Conrad referred to them as. I think the fact that, you know, we've seen in Lucky Day that he's not a very nice man and he doesn't like disabled people, to see them then be shunned away in this makes total sense. And I'm a big fan of the continuity in that. Obviously, I don't believe that as well. I don't want that to happen, but I like the fact that it happened in the episode, and the episode stayed consistent with what had happened before. One of my it'll be my golden moment on this week's podcast with Jack Collins is when the Rani said to Belinda, "Your husband's an alien, and so am I." I just found it quite funny and made me laugh. She's like, "I love saying this bit." I must say, Archie Panjabi absolutely killed it as the Rani. I totally believed her. This could have been Kate. I'm so sorry, I forgot her name. Kate, somebody who played Kate. Is it Kate O'Mara? I don't know. Sorry. She played the original Rani back in the 70s and 80s or 80s, and I'm a big fan of the Rani as a character. I think her stories very much get swept under the rug. I think she's very, very good. And people tend to say the stories aren't very great, but I like them, and Time in the Rani's a banger. However, a downside I have to this episode, there's very much a lot of telling and not showing. You know what I mean? Very Chibnall. There wasn't a lot. It was just like, let's go to this room and chat, then this room and chat, then this room and chat, and this room and chat. And there's a lot of that this series, which, you know, isn't terrible, but I just think the Rani, literally, the final 10 minutes is the Rani going, "Doctor, I'm the Rani, and this is Mrs. Flood, but also the Rani, and Omega is back, and this is Conrad, and this is the God of Wishes, and this is the Wishwell clock, and it's almost May 24th. This is Belinda. Poppy's not real." You know what I mean? It just felt like, you know, could have woven it into the story a bit more. Maybe have Poppy disappear in Belinda's arms, like in Good Man Goes to War, you know, or maybe Belinda did disappear, but not in front of the Doctor. So I don't know. Or maybe at the end take Belinda and the Doctor out and just throw Belinda off, and Belinda's like, "No," and the Doctor's like, "Belinda," and then that's it. I don't know, but an up. What my Who culture. A thing I liked about this episode the most was Murray Gold's music scores. He is great with it when he does his whole. I did it in my my trailer breakdown. The whole Rani's theme, where it's like, that one. It sounds sick, man. Murray Gold, man. He kills the music every single time. He's a gem of a bloke, Murray Gold. Top guy. But Omega's back. That's obviously a bonus. You know, I love seeing Omega. He's not been around for a very, very, very long time. Like I say, Confused Adipose is going to be going mad. I am upset that it's not the Trickster. I really, really had my hopes up for the Trickster. I just feel like it all felt like it fitted in so well, but it's not Trickster. It's Omega, which, if you saw the leaks on Twitter, which I managed to avoid until last night, I sort of saw it coming. But I did have hope for Trickster also. I had hope for Trickster last year, even when I saw a picture of Sutek the dog. I don't know. Look, I'm still looking forward to this series finale. Like, it is looking incredible. Very, very excited. Very, very excited. Something I picked up on the end. The Doctor goes, "But don't you see? I am Poppy's dad. This is real." Something like that. Something along those lines. What's that about? What do you mean? What do you mean Poppy's real? She's not real, is she? Don't make this canon. Poppy the space baby. Go back to the space baby ship. She just cameoed in this, right? She's not important, right? Right? And like I said at the start, I'm upset that Baby Ruby wasn't the baby, but that's me speculating. But it's also down to them knobs who posted that picture. What else are we meant to believe? Her dad's still important. I've been saying this all the time. Her dad is important. I know he is. Anyway, I actually really did like this episode. Like I said, it was just a lot of sitting down and talking, but it's more talking and like more explanatory than the story in the engine. I'm gonna give Wish World a 4.6 out of 5 for me. Very, very liked it very, very much. I have a podcast discussion video with Jack Collins coming out on Monday this week. It'll be slightly delayed. It won't be coming out tomorrow. It'll be coming out on Monday. And then all the news videos throughout the week and the trailer breakdown on Thursday. Blah, 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 blah. If you want to get a shout out in the next video, you can leave a super thanks in the comments below. You can also become a channel member if you so wish. You don't get any perks for that at the minute, but I will set some up eventually. For now, it's just to help me out. Thank you very, 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 very much. Leave a like. Subscribe. I love you all to bits. We're almost at 1,000 subs. It's going to be absolutely class. But yeah, on to the reality war. And cue Duggadoo.